A lot of people think moving to Richmond is all about charming neighborhoods, historic vibes, and that sweet low cost of living. But what if I told you there are some things that people don't always mention? Things that could totally shift how you feel about making this move. Today, we're digging into three key questions. First, is living in Richmond really as affordable as people say, or are there hidden costs that surprise newcomers? Second, what everyday challenges do people face after moving to Richmond that no one talks about? And third, is Richmond really the perfect blend of Southern charm and city life, or does the reality fall short? I also might add a few other things in between. I'm Holly Fye. As a top producing agent with over 35-star reviews, I help people like you find the right home in Richmond and the surrounding areas every day. In this video, I'm breaking it all down so you know exactly what to expect before making the moves. Starting with public transportation. Moving to a city, you might expect big city transit. Richmond's still catching up. If you've lived in places like New York City or DC, the public transportation here might feel like a time warp. Richmond's GRTC Pulse is a bus rapid transit line that runs east to west, but only stretches 7.6 miles. And so what happens beyond that? Traditional bus routes exist, but they're limited in frequency and coverage, especially in suburban areas. I once worked with a client relocating from Chicago who asked me where to buy a home that didn't require a car. I had to be honest. If you want to live here comfortably, you're probably going to need one unless you want to live within the city limits. Over 91% of Richmond households own a car, and many people have more than one just to manage the commute and everyday errands. And here's a pro tip. If you're driving around the city or heading down Broad Street and see a city bus, stay alert. It isn't unusual for them to pull right out in front of you or to come to a complete stop when you least expect it. But while you may need a car, the good news, you'll actually be able to afford one. Everyone talks about cost of living, but in Richmond, it's not just affordable. It's one of the city's biggest selling points. This is where Richmond shines. According to the Greater Richmond Partnership's 2024 data, the cost of living sits nearly 6 index points below the national average. I had a couple from Northern Virginia tell me they were shocked when they realized they could buy a 4-bedroom home in Richmond for what they'd pay for a 2-bedroom condo up there. Housing is one of the biggest advantages. The median sales price in February 2025 was just over $400,000. Compare that to DC or New York, where you're looking at $590,000 and up. And it's easy to see why people like it here. They have room to breathe. And it's not just housing. You'll also spend less on groceries, dining, entertainment, and even property taxes, depending on where you live. But the secret's out, and housing demand is heating up fast. Everyone wants a piece of RVA, and its prices prove it. One client I worked with tried to buy in Midlothian last year. We submitted 3 different offers and still lost out, each time to someone waiving inspections and offering over asking. But we were able to find the perfect home for them with the right strategy. Data from CVR MLS in February of 2025 shows that since 2014, single-family home prices across Richmond City, Henrico, Chesterfield, and Hanover counties have increased by about $200,000. Added lower inventory and more competition, as it's easy to feel priced out if you're not working with someone who knows the hyper-local trends. Renters feel it too. The Fan, for example, now averages around $1,700 a month for a 1-bedroom. That's right, a 1-bedroom in the city, potentially with no parking spot, meaning street parking. Have you tried parallel parking recently? But Richmond still has a secret weapon, and it's bringing in jobs. This isn't your sleepy southern capital anymore. RVA is working hard. Richmond's economy has really diversified. Unemployment is low, just 3.1% according to the governor's office in February 2025. With a diverse range of industries and a strong job market, Richmond consistently ranks as one of the best places to live and work. Let's talk about the big names you'll recognize. Richmond is home to several Fortune 500 companies, including Altria Group, the parent company of Philip Morris USA, Dominion Energy, one of the nation's largest producers and transporters of energy, CarMax, the largest used car retailer in the U.S., Performance Food Groups, a leader in food distribution, and many more. These companies have chosen to set up their headquarters here because Richmond offers a fantastic balance of talent, affordability, and quality of life. Richmond's local economy is incredibly diverse, offering opportunities across a wide range of industries in the finance and insurance sector. Companies like Capital One and Markel Corporation have established a strong presence. Healthcare is another major employer, with VCU Health and Bon Secours leading the way in one of the fastest growing fields. Richmond's central location along the East Coast also makes it a prime hub for logistics and distribution, attracting companies such as UPS and Amazon. The region is home to several manufacturing and construction operations, as well as including facilities for WestRock and Sabra Dipping Company. And as the state capital, Richmond offers a wealth of jobs in government and public service, along with higher education roles at institutions like Virginia Commonwealth University and University of Richmond. And the growth doesn't stop there. Companies are investing heavily in the Richmond area. In Hanover County, Wegmans is building a massive distribution facility which will bring hundreds of jobs to the area. Down in Chesterfield County, Lego is constructing the state-of-the-art manufacturing facility that will create about 1,800 new jobs. Meanwhile, companies like CoStar Group are expanding their footprint in downtown Richmond, further solidifying RVA's reputation as a destination for tech and data professionals. Some other names of companies that you may recognize include Hilton Grand Vacations, who have their reservation and customer service operations centers here. Truist and McKesson also call Richmond home. Many of the Big Five accounting firms, including Deloitte, KPMG, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and Ernst & Young, have offices here, offering opportunities in audit, tax, and advisory services. I could go on, but I'm sure you're getting the picture. Richmond isn't just a place to work, it's a place to grow with a strong startup scene, ample networking opportunities, and resources for professional development. It's no wonder so many professionals choose to relocate here. Plus, the city's affordability means your paycheck goes further whether you're renting or buying a home. But when spring rolls around, your allergies might have other plans. The Richmond seasons are beautiful and brutal. The city offers 4 full seasons, but spring and fall can be tough on allergy sufferers. Richmond ranked number 7 on Fox News list of worst cities for spring allergies in 2024. Pollen from oak, birch, and grass can get intense, but if you're not already taking something for it, you will be. You might think it sounds like I have a cold today while filming this video. Nope, just Richmond pollen punch. Summers are no picnic either if you don't like sticky. Temps hover around 88 degrees, and the humidity can be 60% or more. But if you're outdoorsy, you'll still love what Richmond offers next. Richmond just isn't about Civil War history, it's about river rapids and muddy sneakers. With over 1,500 acres of parkland in the James River Park system running right through the city, Richmond is an outdoor lover's dream. Whether you're kayaking at Belle Isle, mountain biking in Forest Hill, or taking the kids catfishing on the James, there's something here that gets people off the couch. I have a couple who moved here from the western part of the state, and the very first weekend in their new home, they were already kayaking down the James. They told me later it was one of the main reasons they chose RVA. But even the best views don't cover up every street's reality. Richmond's safety net is still a work in progress. Safety varies a lot by locality. I always recommend checking out safety resources available prior to looking for your RVA home to be sure your top areas of interest meet your safety requirements. After all, everyone's definition of safe is a little different. Some of the localities in 2024 increased its public safety budget, but improvements take time. I always tell my clients to look beyond zip codes and dig into block-by-block data. And as an agent, I help you do that. Because buying your dream home doesn't mean much if you don't feel safe there. But Richmond's culture, that's what keeps people coming and staying. Richmond lives and breathes its story. Every block has one, whether it's the Capitol, historic Shockoe Bottom, or one of the 200 plus landmarks throughout the city. Richmond wears its past on its sleeve. There are even some you wouldn't believe. Like, did you know the Jefferson Hotel used to have alligators that lived in the fountain? Or that some Richmond City police still police on horseback? Imagine driving through downtown Richmond and seeing a horse clip-flopping down the street. It's quite something to see. And there is more and more culture popping up every day. New murals, pop-up art galleries, bookstores like Chop Suey, and music festivals bring in a fresh, creative energy. But when the sun sets, not everyone finds what they're looking for. RVA has flavor, but it doesn't run all night. If you're used to a city that never sleeps, you might be in for a letdown. Most bars and venues close by 1 a.m. at the latest. The hot spots, Scott's Addition, Chaco Bottom, Carytown offer great nightlife, but things quiet down fast outside those areas. A friend visiting from Miami once asked, "So is everyone just home by 10?" And honestly, in many neighborhoods, the answer is yes. Still, there's one thing you won't run out of: things to eat and drink. Richmond punches way above its weight when it comes to food. This area takes its food and beverages seriously with over 40 craft breweries and restaurants like Alewife, Lily Pearl, and Lemaire's racking up awards. You're never far from something good to eat or drink. Yelp and Wallet Hub even ranked Richmond the #5 best U.S. duty city in 2024. And let's not forget the little local spots that are tucked away amidst all that RVA has to offer, like Christopher's Runaway Gourmet, a little street cart in downtown Richmond, or Cooper Keto's Bagels, a local favorite in Shore Pump, or Angela's, a family-run Italian restaurant. Whether you are looking for the best pesto pasta and tuna salad, a hot pastrami and Swiss, or Moneybags pasta, every person I've helped relocate here ends up raving about the food. You'll find everything from vegan soul food to refined southern fare to Vietnamese pho right in your backyard. But while food is rich, not everyone in Richmond is. Richmond serves up a lot, but not everyone's plate looks the same. Richmond has a poverty rate of 19.5%, well above the national average according to Data USA. And income varies widely depending on what locality it is according to the U.S. Census Bureau. The city of Richmond averages around 63,000, Henrico is around 86,000, Chesterfield is just under 100,000, and Hanover is just over 100,000. But for many, Richmond's biggest perk is how easy it is to get away for a day trip, long weekend, or that once-in-a-lifetime trip that you've been planning for years. Richmond gives you charm and the keys to the East Coast and beyond. You're under 2 hours from DC, the Blue Ridge Mountains, or Virginia Beach. The airport is easy to navigate and gets you just about anywhere. I had a client who worked remotely but flew to New York every other week, and they said Richmond's convenience saved them hours of stress each month. Whether you're a snowbird, a weekend warrior, or a business traveler, Richmond gives you options without big city headaches. Richmond isn't perfect, it's evolving and growing and occasionally frustrating. But if you're looking for affordability, authenticity, and opportunity, it might just be the best move you've ever made. So if you're serious about moving to Richmond and you want honest answers, smart strategy, and someone who puts your goals first, I'd love to help. Just reach out via text, call, or schedule the Zoom meeting on my calendar, and let's figure out if this is the right move for you.